welcome to Margaret in the Real World, episode 2. And the crowd goes, what? Never mind. Anyway, so let's start with my friend Jane. She has a problem, a serious dilemma, and I just want us to like really talk about it. And by us, I mean me and my wonderful 33 viewers who watched my last videos. I love you guys so much. Anywho, so my friend Jane, last quarter, she fell in love with a guy that she barely knew. And it was like, okay, I don't know how to, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so Jane, she saw this guy in one of her classes. And then the first thing she said was, oh my God, I love this guy's face. And that seems very normal because obviously, for you to like a guy, you have to just love his face and stuff. Like, exactly. Anyway, but yeah, she fell in love with his face and he was beautiful. I have to admit, I have seen him. He's beautiful. So she spent the entire quarter trying to figure out who he was, but like, secretly, some people would say stalkery, but then I don't say that because that's not true. It was more secret like, not stalkery. So she found out his name by some means that, how am I supposed to know how she figured out his name? I'm not Jane. Anywho, so she figured out his name and she kind of find out that his name was Ben. So she had been calling him Ben in her mind, and at this point she had already dreamt of like how many children they would have and how beautiful their children would be because they would be like all cute with really nice hair and just very beautiful generally. So oh, my laptop is anyway. Let's go back to Jane. So she told me about her love for this guy named Ben, and I was so excited because Ben was pretty. Anywho, so moving on. Anyway, this quarter started, and like kind of had a girlfriend or this particular girl who he was always hanging out with, who she kind of figured that was his girlfriend, not also by any stalkery means, but by a method called passive stalking, which is basically the method of when you watch someone by chance, very coincidentally, not because you were trying to find them. So she was telling me how she like saw him at a common place where everybody eats because you know she happens to work there with me. So she saw him and she watched him, and so she was like seeing him, being all romantic with his girlfriend and stuff, and he was like, ugh. And but then that's how Jane felt. So she kind of moved on immediately because she was like, oh my god, he has a girlfriend. So now I'm like, all my dreams of our kids, or all Jane's dreams of our kids, all Jane's dreams of our kids, of their kids. Okay, moving on. Kylie is disturbed. She's like looking at me and giving me a headache. So I'm trying to like, I have a really bad headache, and I'm trying to like be happy for this video, or not really be happy, but like tell Jane's story. But I can't do that because Kylie is really stressing me out. But that's not the point. So let's move back to Jane. I'm not sure. Okay, where did I stop? I usually lose my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So okay, yeah, our kids. Kylie is listening. Okay, good. So Jane's kids. So she had already like planned. No, okay, she had already planned that they were going to have beautiful kids, and okay, that's not the point. So she moved on that day for sure. But then this quarter started again, and then Jane saw Ben, and then Ben spoke to her randomly out of the blue. Like it was one of those kind of things that they put in movies, or how it's like, as that's what she told me, of course. So she is one of those things that you put like that are worthy to be a movie. Like those first scenes of movies when the first characters meet and then they fall in love and then they realize that they were always meant to be with each other and everything. That's exactly it. So she saw him again and he said he like spoke to her really randomly, and at this point she was like super like excited, but then I kind of told her to not have too much hope because she is, but then she's not a home wrecker kind of person who takes a guy or dates a guy who's already like has a girlfriend, because that's obviously not right. So she obviously like she pulled back, and like that's about it. But then also weird thing was that she found out that his name wasn't even Ben, and his name turned out to actually be Jack, which was kind of messed up. So now all she does is call him Ben Jack to me because that's the only way I understand who he is. But like yeah, so that is um that is Jane's story. But then this is the real question. This is the problem. The problem is Jane wants to, because since the guy said hi to her, Jane has like avoided that guy consistently forever. And by forever I mean like for the like weeks since the guy said hi, and just pretended like as if she didn't know that he existed. Why? Because if Jane does not pretend, then she would have to have another conversation with him. And then considering all the passive stalking that Jane has done to this guy, and passive, I mean, I've already explained what passive stalking is, not wanting to stalk, but just coincidentally happening to see things about the guy's life and noting them down in your brain forever. That is passive stalking. But then, yeah. So considering all of that shit that Jane has done, now she doesn't know how to pretend, or not pretend, but like act normal. Because fact is, she doesn't actually know this guy. She just found out his name like what 4 weeks ago, and she doesn't know anything about him other than the fact that he's beautiful. He has a name that wasn't the name that she knew him as, and he has a girlfriend. So obviously nothing can ever happen. But yeah. So what, like I've said Jane's problem, and I wanted to ask, what does Jane do to make, or does Jane does Jane just avoid this guy forever and just never, because I mean the guy is in a lot of Jane's classes, a lot of Jane's classes, and it's just going to be super difficult for Jane to like keep pretending that he doesn't exist, because that would seem pretty rude, and Jane is kind of nice on her good days. And yeah, so that's Jane's problem. If you'd like to help Jane, please comment below or subscribe to my channel. Or if you know me personally, give me your advice. I'm really willing to listen. However, yeah, I feel like Jane would just move on. Give me your advice. I'm willing to listen. I'll tell Jane, and she will move on, or she has moved on. What am I saying? Jane moved on, okay? She moved on a long time ago. The guy is just pretty. Why? And to be honest, here in Davistown, pretty men are like there, but not that much there. Like most of them are already taken. So I kind of understand Jane's plight. I understand her real plight. So that is why I am just asking you for your help and guidance so that Jane knows what to do next. All right. Thank you for watching.